could just throw Link around, and it's going to kill it fairly respectable percentages. Besides that, dash attack, drop zone nair, even just the pellets themselves from Fair and Bear are going to be putting in a lot of value for further pushing out Link. But let's see how things start. We got Stadium for the beginning of this, and I think this is a pretty even stage, all things considered. Both of these characters don't especially struggle with keeping a distance. It's what happens once they close that distance. That's
exactly. And we already saw a quick answer to the Nair usage, just throwing that fishing pole out there to try and just like rip that Nair pressure away. But you already see it here. Like you see Link91 is just trying to play the mid-range game. That boomerang is going to be one of your best combo options, except for when it gets taken away from you. So now you got to watch out. But look at this pressure as well from Miro. Miro is playing right within the same range, and I really respect it.
You know, Isabelle cannot afford to keep a long range in this matchup, and the option to pocket boomerang and use it effectively, I think, is really smart. It's one of the better approach options that Link has in projectile-oriented matchups because it kind of gives you like an advancing guard of sorts. You don't have to worry about the pellets if you have Boomerang in the way, and it acts as a really solid hit confirm into some of the slower buttons that Link has to offer.
Yeah, and just to speak on that even further, you know, there has been, I think, maybe only 1 or 2 boomerangs that weren't immediately pocketed. That's very good reactions coming in from Miro, just kind of constantly checking it. It gives a new approach tool that's a pretty fast projectile that you don't have to use the short hop forward air on. You could just throw that out there and approach. But I like that. Yeah, there are many characters you leave alone at the ledge. Isabelle is one of them, because if you get too... that was actually super scary because Boomerang was on its way back. So if you're Isabelle there, you're afraid you're going to get hit off anyways, and then you just get forced into the ledge trump. That was really good from Link there.
Yeah, no, I actually really like the way that this Link controls space, and I kind of want to talk about it a little bit. We've seen the way that Bomb is positioned either right over center stage or coming down off the plat, and then the Boomerang's covering the other one. Link himself is free to be able to cover the ledge. That's so much space controlled so easily.
Yeah, now that you have the lead here, this is what, there's that up air. Now the frame traps from the back air as well. This is what you need to do. Isabelle is not the best, not a combo-oriented character. You have up tilt and like a dream. But after that, once the lead gets away, you're forced to play that zoning game, and the nairs and such are good, but you have to get the KO soon because Isabelle can struggle to kill at high percents, and Link is not a lightweight.
You know, on the heavier end of things is actually one of the better attributes of Link. Exactly because of that. Upwards fishing rod throw isn't going to be killing until pretty disrespectful percentages. And, like, you can extend your ledge play with it. You can't reliably use it when you're in disadvantage like this.
Yeah, now you see here, just trying to fade away using, there's a bomb in pocket. So the bomb is no longer a pressure tool from Link. This is something we said before. There it is. Finally, that is one of your best KO tools. Catching them out of the air with that fishing pole is going to find it off top.
But even then, this is still sitting at 113%. It's going to take a bit to try and surmount some of this percentage deficit. And yeah, Link has no issue with killing if they can find their hit confirm here.
No,
and this Link is on the hunt.
Yeah, between Boomerang hit confirms off of the forward air, but also, besides that up air, you do have an up throw KO at high enough percents. So it's not like Isabelle could just play the War of Attrition forever if you do get caught on shield trying to camp too much. The return of the Boomerang coming back in, and that's going to seal the deal with the forward air.
That was so clean, and once again, this Link's at a lead, and this is such a good-looking one, too. Only 11% and counting on the Link, and keeping this very aggressive mid-range because of the Boomerang. This stage is just looking so good for him right now.
Yeah, now if I'm Link here too, I need to establish a nice lead. Because here the thing with Isabelle is they can just snipe early stocks on you when you're not paying attention. Those fishing rods can rip you off stage. That forward smash right there is relatively strong, but particularly the offstage game. We were talking about the poor recovery from Link. If you get clipped by that down air and you're only got 41% on Isabelle, they could play the long game pretty well because they just continue to zone you out.
Unfortunately, this Isabelle is forced to play out of the corner over and over again, and Fishing Rod is too slow of a button to use as a reversal option here. Like, we're seeing consistently that the Boomerang is too fast. It's poking out at a distance where Link doesn't have to worry about a punish, but it's still preventing her from planting Lloyd Mine.
Yeah, and now we're saying, tries to go for the reverse up E there. That would have absolutely destroyed that stock. That's one of those things that they catch you on all the time. But now we're at 89%. Things are starting to get a little bit hairy here. And there you go, gets the Boomerang, but not too much out of it. What do you want to see out of Muro here to try and force a way to get back in this?
Got to be gutsy with hit confirms. I feel like jab into forward tilt would be a decent way to, because you're consistently pushing Link to the ledge. Finding some sort of lateral kill option is the move here.
Ooh.
But hey, killing with fishing rod off the top, I think there's some suspect DI, but it doesn't matter. That's what Isabelle needs to stay alive. And regardless of sitting at a percentage deficit this bad, like, Murli still needs to play defensively. You can't afford to rush in.
Yeah, and I'm still pretty scared here in terms of like Link is playing respectful because you have to. We've already seen quite a few times where Isabelle's just kind of snipe 80% and you don't know where it came from the up tilts into jab lock setups on platforms. So here we go already looking for the F tilt, gonna get 21%, but not the air dodge in they were looking for. Definitely looking for the air dodge in to get that grab, but unfortunately for them, Link went to the top and kind of forgot that they don't have a bomb available.
Yeah, nah, it's funny too, but this is probably one of the better situations that this Isabelle can be finding themselves in. Unfortunately, the bow and arrow is finding so much value right now.
Gets frame trap, gets called off the top to 66%. If you force him off stage, this is still doable for Murli. You have to be careful if you're Link. Yeah, you see that trap, you leave it alone. You get away from that.
Like, the only truly reliable way that Link has for removing Lloydmine from the field once it's down is down tilt or forward tilt. But why not just remove Isabelle from the field? Up throw's going to get it done, and that is a well-earned game one.
Yeah,
with less than a minute on the clock, I want to bring up.
Yeah, that was getting very, very down to the wire there, and that's just kind of the nature of the matchup because the boomerangs are being taken away from you over and over again. The bomb is gone, so a lot of pressure options from Link that make it safe to approach are out of the picture. But the awareness of like damage, it was only at 11% there. So what do? You walk right up. You read. Oh, excuse me, that was a different stock. But it was a very low percent. You recognize the fact that Isabelle's going to want to box the way out of the corner. So what do? You wait for that one whiff and up throw right off the top.
It was a bit gutsy play from the Isabelle. I kind of want to see a little bit more defensive play. Opting to use Pocket to take Boomerang aggressively, I think was really nice. It really helped offset how Link's typically able to play the game at their own pace. But stealing Bomb also looking really good. The switch to small battlefield, I think, is a really good one because Isabelle can actually control the stage a bit more aggressively, regardless of whatever's pocketed, because Fair and Bear actually have a lot of value for taking the stage back over and over again.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, even though Isabelle is inherently a zoner, this is a character who prefers to play mid-range zoning more than anything. So if you could get in on somebody for stuff like this, the up tilt, the up air, that's like, you need to be able to get these anti-airs, force your platform traps, and that's how you get big damage. Because you don't want Link to stare at that Lloyd the entire time and say, I don't need to approach that because I'm on PS2, I have plenty of room to work with.
Oh, the pullback on the fishing rod, not fast enough. Link's going to be taking stage control because of that. And it's really easy for Link to be able to shark out Isabelle because of this. Look at this. We got 3 up airs.
Remember those frame trap up airs we were talking about before? Like, there's not too much air drift that Isabelle has. They're relatively, like, slow airspeed in terms of being able to get out of stuff, but mixing it up on the pressure there and going for the fall down forward air. If you're not shielding, you're done.
Yeah, no, this was just super well played first stock from the Link. And playing it out defensively off the plats, I think, is brilliant. There's not a lot of vertical approach options that Isabelle has. It's really just Rising Nair, and if you know the Rising Nair is coming, Link's own Nair beats that out just fine. And that's one of her key close-in tools to utilize.
Oh, and exactly. And that was another tool that could be utilized right there, trying to go for an edge guard attempt on Link. But unfortunately, a little bit misspaced. Link is doing such an excellent job of kind of just playing away from Isabelle's win conditions. Very few at that. Usually they want to trap you. They want to drag you off the top with the Lloyd, get those fishing rods of KO, or the off-stage play. But it's kind of been invalidated. And then the boomerang, this is why you have to, like, this is why the pocket on the boomerang is so important. Like, I almost think that Bomb, I feel like you should get rid of Bomb here because, like, I think that Murli was playing so much better when they kept pocketing the boomerangs instead.
That's a fantastic observation, and honestly something I was going to bring up in that Murli kind of brought this upon themselves. By keeping Bomb in their pocket perpetually, they have no proper reaction to the boomerang. Like, sure, they're alleviating a little bit of pressure from the Bomb, but what does that matter if the bow and the boomerang themselves are offering just enough?
Oh, this is the rinse repeat motion. You're pretty much stuck here now that you're forced to avoid the ledge trap. I actually like that. I almost like that. I thought what Link was going to do there was hold down on the up B to activate the Lloyd so you can knock it away from neutral get up. And sure, you had to take the regrab potentially from the fishing rod, but if you make a misspacing or you get hit, you're good. But there's the up throw. Things are just looking a bit grim here for Murli.
And immediately making sure you can get his bomb, takes it away, asserts that that's his tool now, and that's a full fresh stock lead.
Yeah, Murli here just needs to find some type of opening. Like, again, we've said it before. Isabelle does have surprising damage output, but that's the win condition. The boomerangs have really been the counterplay to all of Isabelle, and I think you just forget the bomb at this point. Keep getting those boomerangs, keep throwing them back, keep checking Link. That way you just can't keep putting them on you for free.
Like, the biggest problem that Murli is finding in this set, I think, is the fact that Link has so many options to counter hit, and when you're going blow for blow with a character like Link, Isabelle does not have the raw damage output to match up to that. That's why we're constantly seeing Link take such a far lead, because these little trades here and there are so rewarding compared to the little bits and pieces of damage that the Isabelle is putting up.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, look, Link is just playing this matchup properly too here. If you're gonna keep letting me get my boomerang pressure, that's one thing. But the spacing of those sword hitboxes, you were saying it before, just like you trying to check a character with the heavy damage pressure of Link, it's just so scary when you're a character who literally has a broom to fight the Master Sword. So it's not too many options you have that make you feel comfortable in this matchup.
Hey man, I ain't played Breath of the Wild yet. They got brooms there? Can Link fight with a broom? What's the stats look like on that?
For one, you need to play Breath of the Wild. For two, I think there might actually be something like that. I can't remember.
So the hero of the winds knows a thing or two about fighting this dog, is what you're telling me.
It's probably one of those many stupid mini games that we had to do.
This is a well-seasoned barbarian here. No wonder this is looking like such a confident match.
I could stop the apocalypse, or I could help Impa get rid of these bugs. And Animal Crossing, those bugs will get you somewhere. But right now, Isabelle needs to get anywhere but the side of the stage at 102%. Like, you need to get this KO probably off the top. That's probably going to be a main win con. But now you see Link. I think Link is just throwing the bombs out as a bait tool. Like, go ahead. Try. You grab this. I don't care. Because all I got to do is just... Now my boomerangs are back online.
This is so dangerous at the legend. Look at that. Even though Fair and Bear are able to trade out with the boomerang, this Link is losing no positioning by going for that. It's such a constant pressure tool that has been right down this Isabelle's throat time after time after time.
Oh my goodness, and somehow avoiding the timing of that bomb at the ledge there right there. This is just looking super grim. Where what? Yep, there it is. That's going to close it out. 140 left on the clock. We were talking about how close it got last time, down to the 1 minute timer. But this one, once again, is going to be taken down to the wire, but by the hands of Link91. Incredible play. It's from Murli. I think Murli was doing pretty solid, but I think the big thing at the end, you were alluding to it a lot, was the spacing and just... definitely the bomb. Holding on to bomb too long was kind of the detriment. Removing boomerang was the key, but just couldn't find the way back in.
It's one of those things where it's like the character just doesn't have the tools to properly keep out a proper opponent. It's like how you brought us into here bringing up my play Villager, and I do have extensive Villager experience and Isabelle experience, and one of the key differences between those characters